Hello everyone, welcome to This Week in Comics. I am Sid, this is Pete.
Hello.
We're in Comic Connections Banbury where we are far too often. And we're going to talk about the new comics that come out this week.
Yes.
Because that's what we do every week.
This Week in Comics.
So my top pick this week is Avengers No Road Home. Bit controversial this one, Pete.
Oh, hello.
In that it's a mini-series,
Yeah.
but it is also part of the legacy numbering.
Ooh.
So if you get Avengers, you sort of have to get this to
Yeah.
keep your numbers up.
That's cheeky, that.
It is, but given that it's Al Ewing, who
Yeah.
signed in our store last year and was
We love
very
him.
pleasant, he did the Avengers run just before Jason
No
Aaron.
surrender.
That's it, just before the reboot. So it kind of makes sense that it is part of the overall legacy numbering, because he was the one who brought the legacy numbering back with 675.
there you go.
Well done, Al Ewing. We like legacy numbering. So basically, we've made this really easy for everyone. If you currently get Avengers on your standing order, we've put this in for you.
Handy.
And yeah. And I think a lot of you are going to like it. It's good cast by the looks of it. You've got a bit of Rocket, so you've got some of the Guardian chaps running around here. It's a bit of a different team. It's not just your core big seven. It's your Hercules and that woman
that character.
yeah, and
Vision.
that one, and it's Scarlet Witch, isn't it? Yeah, Hawkeye, Avengers, really. You know who they are.
Everyone's been an Avenger now, so
I enjoyed my
might be
week.
some of you liking it.
What have you got?
I have got Wonder Twins. Wonder Twins powers activate.
Paper beats stone.
Right. So yeah, the Wonder Twins.
Is that what they do?
finally- Yeah, that's what they do. And
Okay.
then they can only use their powers by doing that, bumping fists, and obviously they've got to be close to each other to have this in contact. If they're not, if they're in separate rooms,
Yeah.
can't do it. But the Wonder Twins are back. But this time they've got their own comic. They've been kicking around for years with the Wonder Twins. They've never really had their own comic series. They've appeared in books like Young Justice briefly back in the day.
But they first appeared in,
Super Friends.
so they aren't comic characters.
No, they're cartoon characters.
Become. Are they? I'm trying to think how I can frame this so it doesn't sound a bit weird. Is it an incest thing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they're just twins.
Because when Jeff Loeb did Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in Ultimates 3,
Yeah.
that was a bit.
I can't assure you there's no incest in this.
Yeah.
Because I've not read
Well,
it yet.
let's presume there's not, and
I'm
if there's
gonna hope
incest
there
in it, we'll put a little thing in the doobly-doo.
Yeah, okay. But the Wonder Twins, Zahn and Jaina, one has the power to turn into any sort of liquid. No, any sort of water in any form. Not any sort of liquid. Can't turn into a glass of Coke. But any sort of water in any form.
Yeah.
And the other one can turn into any sort of animal, whether it be a real animal or a fictional animal.
It takes 2 litres of water to make 1 litre of Coke, so could she become Coke if she tried really hard?
She'd have to have the other ingredients.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's what the Wonder Twins are. They've been kicking around in the ether for a long time. Brian Michael Bendis' Wonder Comics imprint.
One last question.
Yeah.
Are they Vulcans?
They do look like Vulcans, don't they?
Well,
But they're not.
probably more Romulans. Bit of Star Trek.
But yeah, part of Brian Michael Bendis' Wonder Comics imprint. This one written by Mark Russell, drawn by Stephen Byrne. Wonder Twins are back. They are interns at the Hall of Justice.
Oh, that's quite nice.
That's the hook.
Nice.
So if you've ever fancied reading about the Wonder Twins, now's your chance.
Yeah. And that's probably enough about them. So I'm going to go through this one a bit quickly because we spent quite a lot of time talking about Romulan incest in the last little video review. So this one is Batman Detective Comics.
Heard of that?
So what's good about this? Well, it's written by Tomasi. It's got art by Doug Mank, so that's a pretty good start as it is. It's 2 issues away from 1,000, which we've ordered massively heavy. There's like 9 covers to it, one for every decade that Batman's been there, and a Jim Lee one because Jim Lee. But the other reason this is worth mentioning is 994, 995, and 996 have all gone back to second print this week.
Yes.
So, if you want to be on board for the issue 1,000 of Detective Comics, it feels like we did this last year of Action Comics because we did,
Yeah.
but that didn't have reprints because they didn't lead into it, they just dropped it.
They did.
Whereas this is building to 1,000 and they're building it well. Good writer, second prints, what's not to like? Get on
Demon.
board.
Demons, innit?
Demon. Yeah, well, don't hold, it's not perfect. Don't hold it against it. You like him because he does crap little raps.
Limericks.
Mm.
Everyone loves Kick-Ass, don't they? He's still a popular character. He's had a couple of movies.
Yeah, a few
Few comic
miniseries.
series.
Yeah, different character now as well.
Ah.
Yeah, it's
But
a lady.
people also, speaking of ladies,
Mm.
from the Kick-Ass universe, people like Hit Girl. She's got a new comic out. And not only is that a new comic for Hit Girl, it's written by Kevin Smith.
That's why I'm nodding enthusiastically,
Yeah.
but not saying anything. Oh, I ruined it. So Kevin Smith, of course, better known as Silent Bob.
Yeah.
If you're from the past, like me and Pete.
That's right.
I don't think a lot of people know what they are anymore.
No, I don't.
There is a Jay and Silent Bob reboot movie coming. If you don't know what Jay and Silent Bob is, ask your parents, or you can get a DVD of Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. We probably need to explain what DVD is now, don't we? Yeah. They're like streaming, but you own it
on a disc. We have to explain what a disc is.
Yeah, probably. Ask your parents.
Anyway, Kevin Smith is not the best at writing comics. In the past, he's fallen a bit by the wayside. He's started some things, never finished them, but he has done some very good stuff.
He was so good when he started.
He was. So hopefully, his little run on Hit Girl, he can keep it up and do good things. I reckon Kevin Smith and Hit Girl, a little marriage made in heaven.
I think that could be really good because he's been a bit quiet on the old comic front as Kevin Smith. He's been directing the odd episode of Supergirl, which has been quite nice. So he's kept his toe dipped in.
He has.
But I don't think he's had the career he deserves because both in film and comics, he's competent, bloody competent at both.
Quite right.
And yeah, he deserves better. So maybe this will be a tour de force, a return to form.
It might be a hit for him. Girl.
Yep. As long as it's not Shit Girl. So, what's the next Marvel film coming out, Pete?
Avengers?
Nah, it's one before that.
Is there? Ah.
Captain Marvel, which is why...
very soon then.
Yeah, it's soon. It's like soon.
Coming soon.
So Captain Marvel issue 1 is still in stock. We really got behind this. We ordered it quite heavily. Hasn't quite found its audience yet, but I reckon once the movie comes out, that's going to change. So I'm quite pleased we've got a load in. So if you missed issue 1, and it's easily done because there's so much stuff Marvel are bringing out at the minute, we still have issue 1 and we have issue 2. So Captain Marvel, get in before the film. And they've also brought loads of old Carol Danvers stuff back into print, some of which has never been reprinted. They're doing a job well. It's almost like what DC did with Aquaman, where they reprinted the Peter David stuff.
They're doing a lot of their $1 comics as well, aren't they?
They had an entire month of... it is this month, you're right. Month, yeah. So if you want to read some older tales of Captain Marvel or Carol Danvers, £1 each. Bargain.
Superman's out this week. Issue 8 by Brian Michael Bendis. And this is further storyline regarding the return of Jonathan Kent. He's a little bit older. He didn't know he was older though. He thought he'd been... Well, he knew he was older, but he thought he'd been gone for a long time. Turned out he's only been gone a little short time.
From our point of view,
and Superman's point of view. So we're finding out where he's been, what he's been up to, what adventures he's been on with his granddad.
Do you remember when Man of Steel came out like 10 months ago and we read like 2 issues and I said they're going to Franklin Richardson?
Yeah.
They Franklin Richardson.
But at the end of the last issue, Jonathan Kent revealed that Jor-El is maybe not as good as he's been portraying himself to be, even though we all knew that was coming.
Well, that's kind of how he came into the universe.
Exactly. But yeah, it's been very good. I'm excited to read this. Probably going to be my top read this week, then Wonder Twins, because, Wonder Twins going to Wonder Twin. But if you like Superman, I don't need to sell this to you. If you like Brian Michael Bendis, I don't need to sell this to you. So why are we trying to sell it to them? They already love it.
We're a shop.
That would be the reason why. Superman by Bendis.
Don't have loads to say about this one. It's Savage Sword of Conan.
People with swords in their underwear.
Like Conan.
Yeah.
By the Jason Aaron one.
Okay.
Really like Conan.
Yeah.
Well, there's another one for you. It's written by Jerry Duggan as well, who killed... What did Jerry Duggan do? He's done loads of stuff. Guardians of the Galaxy. That's Hacksaw Jim Duggan, not Jerry Duggan. So he did a lot of the...
Jerry Duggan was in the Howling Commandos.
Yeah, fine. Let's go with that.
Dum.
So if you need a second Conan monthly book, I only think you need one.
Yeah, I do.
If you need a second monthly Conan book, Savage Sword of Conan. So at least it's pedigree. That is an old school Marvel title. They used to do Savage Sword of Conan back in the 70s. So they haven't just put that name out from anywhere. And look, legacy number 236.
Legacy number in.
Keeping the legacy alive. And if you need a third Conan book, there's one coming out next month, which is great.
And Red Sonja that we spoke about last week from Dynamite. It's all linked.
Sort of. I mean, Conan was in it, but he wasn't Conan. Popular misbelief, that. Mandela effect. Maybe he used to be Conan in it, and then they changed it. Yeah. Don't ask. It's a deep rabbit hole.
Conan.
Oh, yeah. Conan.
The Flash, issue 64. This is part 2 of The Price of Justice, crossing over with Batman. And last week, I incorrectly said the Batman portion was written by Tom King. I just assumed it's not. It's by Williamson. He writes Flash.
He's
doing all 4 parts.
Yep.
So yeah, if you're reading Heroes in Crisis, you should be checking this out.
And if you're not reading Heroes in Crisis, why not?
Well, yeah, everyone's reading it. Yeah. So hopefully you are. But yeah, if you're a Flash fan, check out the Batman parts. If you're a Batman fan, check out the Flash parts.
Heroes in Crisis
Yeah.
is our best-selling crossover
Right.
since Civil War.
Wow.
So you have to go back 12 years
Yeah.
to find a book this popular. And actually, these Batman Flash issues are best-selling single edition comics ever in the history of the store. Yeah,
So many facts.
pretty good, and it's
It's
enjoyable.
just like Batman and the Flash looking for the clues. You found the clues, you've worked them out, and you've given us the facts.
That's right. Flash facts.
Flash facts, bat facts.
Bat facts.
Yeah.
Cool.
Flash 64.
Here's a really quick one.
Okay.
4 issue 10. 2 months until War of the Realms.
We were just looking longingly at the Mr. Miracle trade paperback. 12 issue maxi series started towards the end of 2017, ended at the end of 2018. I know a lot of you have been waiting on the trade paperback for this one. It's finally here. Now, I know what a few of you are saying. Mr. Miracle, Fourth World stuff, I'm not keen on that. Get this read and that will change your mind about these characters. Big Barda, Mr. Miracle, Darkseid, all your favourites, or not maybe favourites, will become your favourites in Mr. Miracle.
So they're in a bad situation.
Not ideal.
Will they get away scot-free?
Ah, because that's his name.
Oh, yeah.
Scot-free.
Didn't click.
But yeah, Tom
No,
King,
it's brilliant. It's
Mitch
brilliant.
Gerard's
It's so good.
doing good stuff. It's Eisner Award winning. That should tell you all you need to know.
That came out on time as well.
Yeah.
Like, I think one issue was a bit late because DC said you need a bit more time on it, and they went, yeah, maybe, and then they didn't need the extra time, and
but they had
something
it
like
anyway.
that. Or was that White Knight? There's only 2 comics that came out last year in my head. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's not your normal superhero fare. So if you're reading it expecting a superhero romp, you're not going to get that. You're going to get something a lot deeper and a lot more interesting.
It's just good.
It's very good.
This is what comics should aspire to be.
Get it. We've got plenty in stock, haven't we?
Oh, loads.
So come in, get your copy, give it a read. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Comments. Yeah,
Comments.
don't write in your comments.
Don't
That's
write
just
in your
weird.
Comic. Oh God.
Oh,
Damn.
imagine if you did that. Every time you read a comic, you've
Wrote
got a pen out
notes.
and wrote at the back, this was
Annotate
alright,
it.
yeah. I didn't like this bit.
Yeah. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, God, that's horrendous. Right, so this is my graphic novel pick of the week.
Excellent.
It's Mr. Miracle. Sorry, it is. Mr.
It has
Miracle
to be.
is the pick of the week. But if you've got room in your life for 2 graphic novels, that doesn't seem like a huge stretch.
Yeah, that's fine.
Basically, this is a public service announcement. So when we had Al Ewing in, the big book on the day was the Immortal Hulk
It
Volume
was.
1. Immortal Hulk Volume 2 is in, which is
Hey.
good because all those, like the 50 people who came in and bought Volume 1 might want Volume 2. So this reprints issue 6 to 10 of the groundbreaking Immortal Hulk. Horror meets science fiction meets superhero fantasy action adventure. It's just really good. And Al Ewing getting another name check because he's just been doing great stuff recently. If you've not done Volume 1, you should, but I think everyone has now.
I haven't.
Volume 2.
But I should.
You should. It's all right. Immortal Hulk. If you've already done Miracle Man,
Mr. Miracle.
what did I say?
Miracle Man.
That's
Something
different. If you've already done Mr. Miracle, do Immortal Hulk.
Or Miracle Man, if you so wish.
What did I say?
Immortal Hulk.
Hulk.
Marvel. Well, Sid's legged it, so he's left me to do the finish. I haven't got a wrap for you this week because I thought Sid was going to do one because he wears beanies. But he's back.
I'm not an N-dubs. I just wear a hat because it's cold.
N-dubs.
N-dubs, you remember them?
Yeah, Dappy.
What?
He was in N-dubs.
Oh.
Likes a bit of fishing. You see him often around town. Support your local comic shop. Come to Comic Connections if you're close to Banbury. Buy some of our stuff. It's great. Get some comics on standing order. You get them reserved. You don't miss an issue. Save 20%. What more can we offer you? See you next week.
That's really good.
Cheers. Got a stitch.
We got some stuff from another comic shop the other day, and they still put price stickers directly on the comic. It's just horrendous. Yeah.